from my perspective, it doesn't matter what industry or context you're in. Transparency is one of the biggest keys to that conversation. Not in a sense that I think you've got to be really careful as a leader not to tip it over the edge where all of a sudden it's your opportunity just to shut everything down. So there's transparency around maybe a system process structure. There's generally always a bit of grey space and room to move in most places. But I think, being really transparent about what sort of some of those limitations might be and what then some of those opportunities might be to flex in and around those limitations. Or maybe there isn't, and maybe it's quite a hard line, and that's okay too. I think then you as a leader then need to be confident that if there have been some inconsistencies across the organisation, then this then turns into you talking to your leadership about that. Because if people around different organisations or teams have seen those inconsistencies play out, and they will, that people will talk very easily and very quickly. We have a few sayings that, don't worry about a comms plan or don't worry about sort of external, internal branding. If you want to get something out, tell people not to say anything. It's a bit of a secret and it will spread like wildfire. I think you have to also be prepared as a leader that when you're having those conversations with your team members about those limitations, if they're coming back to you and saying, cool, but I know that Kat worked with Sam and this happened to them and that didn't follow the rules, great, I'm going to take that on notice. Let me talk about that to my leadership and other team members and let's look at those inconsistencies.